Well, good morning, day 106. We have been dropped off at the place where I parked and watched my iPad waiting on Hawkeye to catch up. So we're starting at the same place going north today. We're looking at about 45 miles. We're looking at about 17 and a half miles. We're going to go through Duncannon and cross the river and up on the mountain on the other side. And then we're going to get picked up by Sharon and Dale. One more night with them tonight. And then we're going back to the trail, and we are packing out weight and carrying our stuff and moving forward. So stay with us today and we'll see what we see. I know there's going to be a couple of really pretty views as we get up the trail today. So I know you'll want to stay with us for that. So we'll talk to you soon. Well, I'm out standing in my field this morning. Not really. We are doing a bit of a walk through the field here. Kind of muddy in some places, even going uphill. I had been surprised a couple of times walking through and going up the inclines of these fields. There's several places where the trail is just incredibly muddy, and I guess it's just spring activity, but it just is an odd place for things to be wet. But anyway, so far so good this morning. We're out moving, and Gavin's waking up. The prednisone that he's taken, I think, kept him from sleeping well last night. But hopefully he'll have a good day, and we get there early enough that we can take a nap and rest and be better prepared for hiking tomorrow. So we'll plow forward and hopefully make a good day of it. Well, eastern box turtle greeting me up the trail today. And of all the reptiles that I could think of, this is the one I'm okay with. We have received a warning to be mindful of rattlesnakes on the trail when we get to rocky outcroppings and places where they may sun themselves. So we will certainly do that, but hopefully we won't have to deal with that today. But I'm going to walk past this little guy and head on up the trail. Well, my sincere apologies. The sign says there's a view that way, but I know we're going to get other views during the day today, so we're going to plow on forward and we'll get some views over the river as we get closer to it. Gavin stopped right there, so maybe we've got one coming up. We'll see what we see. Right through here. We think we've gotten up on the ridge again, and should have a bit of a flat for a while. Yeah, that is a nice little view right there. Very pretty. First views we've had in a while, and we'll have some phenomenal views up the river today when we get closer into town. Well, the guidebook that we're following along, the AT guide, I've shown you that before, indicates that the trail is rocky for about 5 miles before town. So I'm thinking we must be about 5 miles before town. The last half a mile to a mile or so has been terrifically rocky, not impassable. It's exacerbated by the fact that it's a little bit damp out here and some of the rocks are slippery, but not too bad. It's not nearly as bad as we have had. And as I've said before, I think hiking is somewhat an art in that, you kind of are watching the trail ahead of you and sort of anticipating where your footfalls will be. And, you try to hit the rocks on edges so that, the tread on your shoe catches the rock and it doesn't slip, or land between rocks or whatever. So there's a lot of that mental stuff going on in my head right now as I'm wandering down the trail. But I think the rocks will keep up for a bit according to the guide. And then maybe they won't be as bad on the north side of town. I don't remember. But we'll take it. It is what it is. We're moving forward. The weather's not bad. It's kind of cool right now. It's supposed to be about 80 today, but it's not there yet. And I'm okay with that. And we're in the woods, not in the fields. So we're in the shade. It's really pleasant out here this morning. We're continuing along the trail here, and I think we've gotten through some of the rockier parts, but I expect to still have some rocks to contend with as we go. I mean, it's not completely free of rocks, but not as bad as it was. I think we'll shortly start about 1,000-foot descent down into Duncannon. And it looks like that might be kind of steep, and it'll likely be rocky as well. Hopefully it will not be a hand-over-hand thing, but it'll be what it'll be, and we'll deal with it. I think we're both hiking pretty well this morning. We're kind of playing lunch by ear. There's the option of stopping in town, but as much money as we spend in the towns, I'd rather not. And we also have to consider time, because we definitely have to get our rental car returned today into Harrisburg, and that's about 25 minutes away. And we need to get on so that we don't displace Sharon and Dale and impose too much on them, because they were going to be willing to ride us in there and bring us back to the house tonight. So we're playing it by ear. We'll keep moving forward on up the trail, and I'll show you what we see when we get there. All right, well, here's the view we've worked for. And I'll step over on the other side of this rock outcropping in just a minute. But absolutely a beautiful view of the town down here. It's not, I don't think that's the Susquehanna. I think it's a tributary. But we'll go over to the other side and we'll see the big river. All right, here's the view from the other side of this rock outcropping. Absolutely phenomenal. Tighten up just a tad right here. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, we're still working on our descent down into Duncannon. I think we're about there because I'm starting to hear people mow their grass, and I'm sure you can hear that in the background as well. But it's been not horrible. There's been lots of steps instead of just rock scrambles, so that's been a good thing, because I was really expecting some hand over hand rock scramble. Not to say that it won't happen between here and the bottom, but I think we're nearly there. And we go flat down through the town for a ways, and then we get to climb something like this going up out the other side. And about 5 miles past that's where we'll stop today. But we're doing pretty well so far as time goes today. It's been a good day. We have met tons and tons of day hikers today, and some other backpackers, some section hikers. But Hawk Rock, the view that I showed you back there, is a local favorite. So yeah, I bet we've passed a dozen or two section hikers, or rather day hikers, going up to catch the views up there. So that's been kind of neat. We passed one guy. He said, "You look familiar." I said, "Well, I'm on YouTube." He said, "Yeah, I watch your channel." So thank you. It's nice to meet you, and I hope you have a great hike today. So I see a road crossing down here. So that means that I think we're about to be in town. Probably stop off and get a snack at the gas station, and then we'll mosey on forward. Yep, I was correct. We are heading into Duncannon. We saw the lawnmowers out. We're doing a little bit of a road walk into town. I see a blaze on the bridge up here, so we're heading the right way, and we'll show you town as we go through it. So this is the tributary that we saw earlier, I think, that goes into the river. And we're actually heading right into town here. See a gas station up here. We'll probably stop and get a little bit of a snack and a drink, and then we'll press on forward and get on through town. Well, we've come through the outskirts of Duncannon, and now we're crossing the bridge. Pretty creek. And we're actually headed into Duncannon now. We're right near kind of outdoorsy, and the Doyle will be right up here on our left. And probably stop in outdoorsy and eat a real quick snack, and then get on up the trail a little bit. It's 11 o'clock. We've done about 10 miles. That's not bad. We're pretty happy with that. I am. Hawkeye's hip seems to be good. I'll ask him about it again here in a minute. But anyway, Duncannon, Pennsylvania right here. Beautiful little small town. Well, we're walking through Duncannon up on North High Street. The trail's going to turn eventually and go down towards the river. So we'll see that here shortly. But largely residential, a few churches, that sort of a thing, but beautiful little downtown area here. Well, we are heading out of Duncannon across the bridges now. Our trail's going to go up this hill here in front of us eventually this afternoon, or whenever. I think this afternoon, but we'll see. We're checking time and checking on the rental and all that sort of thing. But we're crossing over the Susquehanna River right now. And I think we got a couple of bridges to go across, and then we'll wind up over there. Well, I may have misspoken earlier. This may be the Susquehanna River. But anyway, we're still crossing over things, doing a little bit of a road walk here. Thankfully, we're protected by this concrete barrier. Well, this is the end of our day today. Kind of a gap between where I left you and where we are now. So a couple of things went on. We wound up crossing the bridge, as I showed you, and decided to come on back in. There were a whole lot of factors going on. This has just been the week of trying to sort logistics and make sure everything works out the way that it needed to do. Gavin wasn't feeling tremendously well, something that he ate. We stopped at a gas station along the way into town, and he got something that didn't sit right on his stomach. So that was bothering him. I knew we had to get here and get the car returned, and needed to get ready to actually leave town and be gone tomorrow. So we're actually tomorrow morning planning to get on the trail at 7:30, and we're going to be hiking our way on towards the next town in a few days, starting tomorrow. So back with weight, back with all of our gear tomorrow. Prayerful that Gavin's hip is continuing to be on the mend. It didn't bother him so much today. Granted, he didn't carry anything aside from water and some snack food in his rain gear. But we're ever prayerful that whatever's been going on is managed with the meds that he's got going on right now, and I think it will be. His stomach is feeling better now that he's been back to the house, and it's been a great afternoon for us. We didn't do a lot of filming. We went over next door. We were invited to have supper with our host Sharon and Dale, and we had a really good time. Supper was excellent. We had another good chat on the porch. And I kind of begged off because I've got to get over here and get cleaned up, and we want to leave the house in a good shape. I need to repackage my food for tomorrow, for the next several days. Our resupply, have to edit some videos, and I had several things going on, but hopefully we'll see them both in the morning. One of them is gonna drop us off on the trail tomorrow, and we'll be moving forward in the morning. So thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your continued prayers and blessings, and watching the videos. It means a whole lot to me that we've got folks out there that are tuning in every day. So we thank you guys for that. If you have questions for us, please toss them in the comments below, and we will see you tomorrow morning bright and early.